This is your key card to understand for this month, March 2016, moving forward, which I'm going to slot here into position 5 and explain that in a moment. So what I do is combine numerology with the Tree of Life to give a deep insight into your life moving forward as an intuitive sensitive, and I do this each month for the month ahead. So what we have here are the archetypes that show or reflect different energies, as in what you can expect from the next month. Okay, so we're going to start from here, which is the 110 in the physical world. What does that mean? So in your everyday world, we have the God energy. Okay, it doesn't mean to say that you're God. It means that you are now beginning to have that experience of being able to experience what is really important to you in your everyday world. So instead of it being something that's deep in your thoughts, actually starting to feel it in your outer world, feeling that things are starting to slot into place, things are becoming clearer, things are easier than they have been previously. Okay, and what we have here in position 2, which is your link between your unconscious and your conscious world, what's in there? We've got the mystic. Okay, so what has enabled for these things to start to take place and for it to be clearer? The mystic is pretty clear in itself, which is it's your intuition. Okay, so your intuition is clearer. It's something more that you're trusting, something that you're more in tune with, and it's coming through and feeding in to your everyday world. So you're starting to be able to get things to slot into place rather than looking at it in the external world and grappling with things, feeling that things are coming more towards you that are suited to how you work and what your environment is. In position 3, what have we got here? This is more in the subconscious world, kind of your connection, real true connection between your deeper parts of you and the everyday self. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got the goddess. What does that mean? It means that you're starting to feel elements of your authenticity, what you want as part of your authentic life. Okay, so starting to feel more of what you want in life, and being more consciously aware of that, rather than kind of thinking, well, do I want this? Do I want that? I'm not really sure what I want. Feeling more in charge of that and feeling more in flow of it and feeling more natural in that process. That's what the goddess is. Now, what we've got here in position 4 is the hedonist, which is more in the soul frequency. So what have we got? We've got the soul indulgence. So feeling more that you're actually really connecting inside with yourself at more of a soul level, feeling absolutely, this is just reaffirming that things feel as though they're really coming together, really showing, and you having evidence of that in your external world, which is then where it takes us to the rough bit, or what we're immediately going to focus on is the bit, which is your connector between the 5 and 4 energy. It's between expression and love. What's the issue? Why is the bully there? Well, what you're absolutely going to come across in your life in the months moving forward is, do I deserve this? When is it all going to go wrong for me? Do I really deserve at a deep level for things to go right? Maybe they've been going wrong for a long period of time, so you're actually now starting to come across this deep part that says that you perhaps didn't realize was in there before, which is quite a bullying energy of yourself, highlighting this to you, which is saying, shut it down, you don't deserve it. So it's a case of watching where that comes from, how it communicates with you. You'll have to watch quite carefully in how that communicates with you, because it's quite deep within. The further we go into here, the deeper it is. So it's very deep within. It's not something that you'll be immediately aware of. It's something that you'd have to explore and certainly look out for. But it's your connector between your kind of willful expression and love. Okay, and when these two energies come together, they come to, and this is what filters through into your everyday world. Okay, so for something to stay, this has to be quite in a harmonious place. So this is very indicative of you not trusting in the month moving forward that great things are yours to keep. Okay, so you need to allow yourself to acknowledge that and to work through that. Now, what we've got here in terms of in the area of relationships is you've got the mediator. So really, relationships this month is about your relationship with yourself. Okay, so you need to mediate between what is positive happening in your external world and where you are sabotaging it to a certain degree, or where the possibility is sabotaging that, but it's much more to do with, am I allowed to keep it? So you need to be aware of the mediator energy and utilizing relationships as the way to mediate some of this reflection. So other people will show you elements either of this bully energy that's hiding, or will show you elements of person to talk it through with, to talk through, well, I don't trust that this is all going well. It may well show as this bully energy may show as someone else's jealousy. Okay, so you need to mediate between your inner and outer world, the actual reality, rather than feel taken over by negativity. Now, that's very strong when we come to this energy, which is the vampire. Okay, so you're going to be scared by the bully and the vampire. So you go, oh, I don't like the look of those. The vampire here, this is in the 110 energy right at the top in the whole self perspective. So this is whatever you view as God, your connection to that, or life force, whatever you term as that. Is it a vampire? Well, what actually this is talking about is you really beginning to accept and address what's been sucking the life out of you. Okay? And what's been sucking the life out of you isn't something that is in your everyday world. This is about a deep belief that you're not allowed for things to go really absolutely right. So in previous months, it may well have been that things have been going wrong, not adjusting in the right place, and that's been familiar to you. So it's been something that you had to work through. But it's been normal, it's been familiar. What we're coming up against now is, in this month moving forward, is that things are going right and you can't trust that they stay there. Okay, that you can't trust that they stay there, or that there must be some kind of consequence. So this is about resolving things that you feel where you have to look over your shoulder, where you can't trust in life. Okay, so it's not about fixing them. It is this month moving forward, it's about acknowledging them. So it's the deeper elements of your shadow self, which is not created by your everyday world. It's something deep within and currently unknown. And so all you're doing as an intuitive sensitive this month moving forward is really allowing yourself to view this. It's not something that's going to, take over your world and be paralyzing, because that's not how this is showing at all. This is about it being, you being able to see something that in actual fact, much of anything that's negative in your life is showing at a deep level connection about feeling worthy. So this is an absolutely beautiful example. I can't believe that this has come through as the energy for this month, because it absolutely reflects what my theme of March 2016 is about, which is looking at healing, never feeling good enough. So it's about healing that energy of whatever I do is never enough. And wondering where that's coming from, and also, some of those areas that you will be mostly familiar with, which is the things that are obvious, but this is about the deeper components that are not so obvious. And so this is a great reflection of figuring that and understanding that. So for the month moving forward, certainly have a look at that. I will be doing a free webinar on that, which is Healing Never Good Enough, looking at the source of that energy and how to solve that. And I also have, for March 2016, we have Inspire UK. And I know that lots of you are coming to Inspire UK, and I very much look forward to seeing you in March. If not in person, certainly online. Take care. Have a great month. Bye for now. Which is your link between your unconscious and your conscious world. What's in there? We've got the mystic. Okay, so what has enabled for these things to start to take place and for it to be clearer? The mystic is pretty clear in itself, which is it's your physical world. What does that mean? So in your everyday world, we have the God energy. Okay, it doesn't mean to say that you're God. It means that you are now beginning to have that experience of being able to experience what is really important to you. This is your key card to understand for this month, March 2016, moving forward, which I'm going to slot here into position 5 and explain that in a moment. So what I do is combine numerology with the Tree of Life to give a deep insight into your life moving forward as an intuitive sensitive, and I do this each month for the month ahead. So what we have here are the archetypes that show or reflect different energies, as in what you can expect from the next month. Okay, so we're going to start from here, which is the 110 in your everyday world. So instead of it being something that's deep in your thoughts, actually starting to feel it in your outer world, feeling that things are starting to slot into place, things are becoming clearer, things are easier than they have been previously. Okay, and what we have here in position 2